Hello everyone, today I would like to answer 10 questions that given by my lecturer and it's all about e-learning. But before that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Desamadeni Wardani. Okay, now we start from the first question. It's about what is learning process. And I also would like to explain a little bit about synchronous and asynchronous learning. The first one, online learning is education that takes place over the internet. So it means that the teacher and also the students doesn't need to face to face or directly meet in learning process. And you also can conduct the learning process everywhere and every time as long as you can connect to the internet. First one is synchronous learning. It means that things are happening at the same time and the teacher immediately give the feedback and the teachers also directly getting involved to the learning process. For example, when I took curriculum development course in the third semester, the lecturer gives student quiz via Ganesha e-learning. We have to answer the question directly at the same time and online at the same time. Then the lecturer also give the feedback immediately. However, in the asynchronous learning, it means that the things are happening at different times and it doesn't require students to participate or to be online together to the course at any particular time because the students do it flexible as long as it is before the due date given and it follows because it follows daily personal schedule of learners and teachers. For example, in the TEFL course, the lecturer asks me as students to do discussion for a certain topic. So in here, students don't have to do the discussion or online at the same time, but lecturer give us the due date and we have to finish the discussion until the due date given. Next is about LMS, or what we usually call as learning management system. It is a web-based software application used to design, develop, and manage online course. And there are several basic features of LMS. The first one is syllabus. It is an overview of the course in outline form that includes learning objectives, learning requirements, and so on. The next there is teacher announcement. It is teacher updates and reminders about the course event. The next, there is lesson. It is a content section based on the topic that will be taught by teachers. Next, there is discussion forums. Discussion forums is place for students to do a discussion in online course. Next, there is Dropboxes or assignment upload. It is a feature or place where students can upload their assignment. Next, there is resources. It is any kind of text, video, or materials reference that teacher use to assist students in reaching the learning expectation. The next there is gradebook. It is a tool where teachers could display students' attendance, participation, and assignment. The last there is course email. Course email is a feature that enable teacher to send course-related message to their students. We move to the third question. As an online course teacher, there are several things that should be considered at the beginning of the class or to make a good introduction. The first one is greeting and introducing yourself as a teacher, and then using conversational tone rather than formal tone so that the students can be more comfortable in learning. Next, using clear and correct language to present the instruction of the learning process. Then there is the teacher should give the information of the course because students need to know what kind of course it is. Next, explain the learning expectation. And the last, a teacher should avoid flaming, sarcasm, and keep being tolerant. Now I have the example about good introduction. Here it is. I will read it. Dear for the 5D class, Welcome to the first meeting of interpretive reading. Let's start the fun. I wonder who are already in here. I'm so blessed and waiting to meet you guys in this course. If you have any question for me, and then you can ask or discuss with your friends and also me in here. To get the thing started, please introduce yourself in the comment below so that I and other students can know more each other. I hope we all will enjoy over the course of the semester. Please feel free to contact me with any questions. Do not be shy. Happy reading. Best regard, Yen, your interpretive reading lecturer. So that's it. We next to the next question. Why does online material should be attractive? And there's also elements that are needed in creating visual design. The first one, why it should be attractive? Because the materials provided in the online course are different than simply clear text and well-organized material like in the on-site learning to do. And it's also to avoid boring learning section, right? And it is more difficult, yes, of course, to create an interesting online material than an on-site material because teachers cannot arrange such kinds of attractive, relevant multimedia and techniques as much as in on-site learning do. When the materials in online course are so tight, students will not able to catch the material completely and they will feel lazy to learn. Next, it should be graphically appealing and interesting because the students, of course, might be misunderstood if the visual design of the course is not clear. Next, good design is clear thinking that makes visual. It supports understanding through simplicity, clarity, and organization. And there are several elements that are needed in creating visual design. First one is text size. Because of the resolution, on a computer screen is much lower than on a paper, larger type is easier to read. So you have to edit to increase your type. So it will better if teacher use at least 12-point type for online learning. The next, you have add space between the letters and lines. Because it gives the reader a visual break. The space between paragraphs should be noticeably deeper than the space between lines. Next, we have created with space between items that can be naturally broken up. The next, we can use bullets to emphasize a list of related items. The next, we can use bold type to emphasize an important materials. Next, headings and subheadings. It is to emphasize or distinguish and organize main topic to the content. Next, we move to this fifth question. It's about types of learning process activities. The first one there is class discussion. In class discussion, students build a class community and do a discussion. Next, teacher will give students weekly topic discussion in this activity, and there will be question and answer section in this discussion. So the student should give response each other. The technological tool used in this activity is discussion forum. Next, we have journal writing. It makes students think about their own learning and development. The technological use in here is blog. The next we have shared knowledge-based activity. Like the name of the activity, in here the focus is more into sharing knowledge and students' contribution about certain topic given by teacher. For example, and we use wiki in here. In wiki, students could add or modify the content of wiki and teacher give feedback directly to the students. Next, we have practice activity. It is a testing and quizzing for learners to practice with teacher design exercise and self-assessment. In here, The teacher can address many levels of thinking skills through the use of multiple choice, matching, true, false, fill in the blank, and also short answer question. And the technological tool used in here is Task Manager, because it enables the teacher to set up a test with question and provide students with feedback about correct and incorrect answer. Next, we have project. There are two kinds of project that commonly found in project, especially the first one is online project. I mean online group presentation, and also group research project or paper. In online group presentation, students can present the materials in the form of a pre-recorded video, a slide presentation, and so on. While in the group research project or paper, the students discuss and share about the project given by collaborating and group working as the main focus. The technological use related to this activity is multiple options such as workgroup, wiki, blog, or discussion forum. The next we have receptive activity. In here, teacher or students do audio or visual presentation, course reading, and video. The technological use that relevant are PDF, podcast, YouTube, and Google presentation. The sixth question is about optimizing the discussion, because sometimes online discussion may not work well in online learning, but it can be more interactive and attractive when the materials are presented clearly by using collaboration of several um, media like audio, video, pictures, and others that might capture the interest and learners' imagination. Next, the materials in the online discussion should be motivating and potentially related to the real-world circumstances so that the learners could see the relationship, between materials in the course with the reality. The next, the student skill also must be trained, so it means that students not only reading, listening, and watching, but they also need to practice. The next, the materials in online discussion also must capable to encourage self-observation, which is self-assessment, because it keeps students realize their ability in the course. The next, an online discussion could also be optimized by giving feedback to students in every meeting, because students need what their to know their mistake or weakness in learning process so that they could do self-reflection and improve. The next, we move to the seventh question, which is learning resources that can be used to engage learners in online learning. The first one, there is text-based supplemental resources. It is a real-world examples accessible from online sources. The text-based resources can be in the form of literary review, critics, newspaper, magazine, and scientific studies, and so on. Next, we have images. It includes photos, screenshots, charts, grids, illustration, or relevant multimedia that support learning process. Picture could replace the qualitative topics, which is the form of the text, and for quantitative topics, teachers can create graphs and charts to represent numerical information. Next, we have audio and video. Flash, Real Media, and QuickTime are media player that can be used in recording audio and video. Next, we have voices and perspective. There are voices from the class, like teacher and students in various formats, and there is expert voices, which is practitioners and academics, and also there's also experience from the field, workplace or worksite voices and situation. Next, there is free web-based tools and resources. There are programs that can help on the website. In here, teachers introduce a series of tools with short description and links. The next question is about the example of assessment in the online teaching and learning. In the class discussion and class participation, teacher can use a class participation rubric, which is completed by students as a check to answer ensure they have fulfilled the criteria. Criteria and rubrics clearly inform learners as to how they will be assessed on the specific assignments such as online class participation. And here the example of the assessment. And the next, in group projects, it requires teacher and peer-to-peer assessment. A teacher can structure peer-to-peer assessment by providing a peer assessment form, like in here it is the example. In this activity, students rate each team members according to a prescribed set of criteria. The next is about the basic element when building an online course. First is the learning outcomes. Of course, every meeting should be begin with the learning outcomes, and the learning outcomes should be measurable and the content should directly related to the learning outcome. For example, the learning outcome is students are be able to describe one kind of animals, then the content should be about animals, example of descriptive text, its structure, and also adjectives that can be used in making descriptive text about animal. Next, there is working backwards, which means that teachers plan out what kind of assessment that will be used, that will be need, in the course based on the learning outcomes. And the next, before that assessment, I need to assess needed each module to build students' skill and assess students based on their final project. The last, using the assessment to measure students in the content, knowledge, skills, and their process during final project. The last is about example of online lesson in my class, and I choose TOEFL course by using Schoology. In here, my TOEFL lecturer in the 6th meeting of the course, the lecturer asked students, which is me and my friends, to submit a summary for each material for the semester. And the first students joined the course in Schoology based on the code given, of course. And students will do presentation in the on-site class based on each topics given by the teacher, then make a summary and upload it to Schoology, which is, like I said before, the students upload on the assignment, or on the upload the assignment, on the Dropboxes or assignment uploads. And the due date are also given by the teacher. Then students discuss the summary on the discussion feature of the Schoology. The students also could see the grade in the platform, and it is included into asynchronous learning, because the students do not need to do to online and upload the assignment at the same time, and the lecturer is not getting involved directly in the course. So that's all about my short presentation video. See you, and you can meet me if you have a question. You can find me at Gmail. See you.